thank you for being here with the snow. We don't get very much right around the office, but I know where other people live, there's more snow. And good morning to everyone on Zoom. Let's kick us off with thinking about this week. Tomorrow, we have a really good CE class, red flags and a preliminary title report. I know we all see the preliminary title reports a lot, but this whole class is going to be taught by First American Title on just what to look for in red flags. It will be lunch provided in this room, 11 to 12, and there is an RSVP link, so they have it.
Yeah, show of hands. Who reviews the title report for their clients? In the room? All hands should be up.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a quiz. It was a test.
It was a little bit of a test. Yeah, naughty list. You all know, those who had their hands down, naughty list.
When you're reviewing it, you might not know what you're.
But it's important to take a look at it because you never know when you'll find some sort of, because if there is something on there and it's a big deal, it's a huge deal. Like it's rare that there's something on there, but when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of weird things that with divorces and stuff that could be like lingering
all
stuff.
kinds of horrible things.
That should be a good class.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, register though, so they have a count for lunch. That is very helpful. And then we have our code of ethics class coming up. We're going to try to do this at least a couple times this year. And it's taught by our very own Beth Castor, who is certified to teach the code of ethics. So Wednesday, March 15th, it is a 3-hour class required every 3 years per NAR. And we just started a new cycle.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice. You can get it done and then not have to be worrying about it in December right before it's due in a couple of years. So and is that in person only, Austin? Is that correct?
Yes.
In person only and
on the
lunch.
Calendar, on the Google Calendar and on the website, I put a link. You can save that link on your Google Calendar for yours, so you have it on your schedule, and then also I put a link that if you don't know if you already have done code of ethics, there's a link in there to check your status right there.
Oh, I love that. Wait, where is that on the website? Nice.
And just a note, if you've already taken it but you haven't reported it, then you won't show up as having, you have to report it. So
that's a good point. So if you took it and you have no record
take
of that,
get your certificate, report it. Really, it's right away because you'll forget, and then you'll have to find the certificate in the nightmare.
If you took it prior to January 1st of this year, it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
count.
Yeah.
So if you haven't taken it yet this year, you need it, and it doesn't go with OR, it goes on NAR, and you need to know your NERDS number to log in you have to notify them that you've taken it.
I think I took it 2 or 3 times the last cycle. No, I mean, I just,
all right.
I have moral dilemmas, so the ethics are, I'm kidding.
We do, Kelly will get the report as it nears the end of the cycle, and half people on there are like, wait, I took it, wait, I took it.
Yeah.
But you have to report it.
So
That's a good point.
Go on NAR and actually ensure it. And then it also counts towards your 30
Yeah.
hour credits. That's the brand new ones in your first renewal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And register for that one because we will be getting lunch. This one's also sponsored by Fidelity.
I like to actually, the reason why I take it twice is I like to take it once from a realtor and once from an attorney, because I think you get 2 different perspectives.
Oh, I thought you were being funny.
No, I'm being serious. I've literally taken it twice. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't find anything on Netflix, so let's get some CE.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or pay for it at the last minute if there's not a free one. So this one's free. Oh, it is. Just kidding.
But you have to answer the question, so ask the test.
Oh, I do pay
Pays
for it.
his.
I just want the good. Yeah. Yeah. I do 2 free ones that I pay for one.
Beth on by chance? Our very own agent and ALC member. If you don't know Beth, she lives in McMinnville, so that's why you don't see her in this office. She has a mini KW office, but she'll be teaching it, so that's great to support her too.
She's fantastic.
And then Tanya is going to be starting a lead gen huddle to get the year rolling. So Tanya, you want to tell everyone about that? But will you say it?
Yeah, I want to come up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Zoom today because
There is.
I don't know actually.
You
That was purely
Okay.
I guess.
So how many people actually do their lead gen every single day? Wow.
Four.
If we don't do our lead gen, we can have business. No, I know. This is like the only time I ever really get bossy. Shh. Oh, he's gonna turn it on me. No.
The only time. you
If
get awesome.
the idea that- and this is just for anybody who wants to get back into the habit. So we're gonna meet at 9 o'clock for like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on who's there. Just to have like a detailed, a kind of accountability, but like, who are you calling and what are you gonna talk about? Because if you go in and you have no idea, and if you don't know what you're gonna do, well, maybe we can give you some ideas on what to do. And then, it's not on here, it's not on the calendar, but if you show up, then I'll tell you in 2 hours, we're gonna catch back up real quick again. We're just gonna meet out in that center area in the office. And like, anyone have any wins, right? Let's talk about that, because then it makes you feel good about doing your lead gen, right? And it's to get everybody back in the habit, because what did Gary Keller say at family reunion over and over and over again? More people.
Do
Talk
more.
to more people. We have to do more. It's slowing down. Business is hard. We're back to the basics. And that talks about talking,
I love it.
right?
And is it just, you have to sign up or you just show up?
Just show up right out here in the center, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I chose these 3 days. I know it's only 3 days because none of you guys come in on Mondays and Fridays. So these are the days that we have stuff in the office. Let's start it. The only days that it will not be on the calendar
Yeah, it's
is
like
if we have a class at 9 o'clock.
Like
So
Ignite.
like,
tomorrow.
yeah, well,
Or
we
Code
are
of
starting it
Ethics,
this week.
yeah.
We're starting it next week. But like Code of Ethics, we won't have it that day because we should be in the Code of Ethics, right?
But
you replace it, right? That's right. And just because I only have 3 days, doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it 5 days.
Mhm.
5 days a week, every week for lead gen, because if you don't do it, you don't get business. If you don't get business, you don't have money. And then why are you doing what you're doing?
Yes, so good.
It's
Right?
that simple. Good job.
Mhm. And kind of like Tanya said, I mean, we're gonna share some takeaways from family reunion here in a little bit, but a big part of the story was we have to work harder than we worked last year, right? The market is harder, so okay. We just have to be better, work harder, work smarter.
There are
Do
some
more.
little gems in all this, so we'll talk about them later.
So
but
many,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so many gems, but everyone can go to that. That's a good, like, get you pumped up in the morning, and then I like sharing, what worked, what didn't, that makes.
Yeah, really great.
Cool, Tanya. Hopefully lots of you guys see Tanya there. And then we're also going to talk about a lot of new exciting things that have come out in Command and are continuing to come out. So Austin is going to be doing some more intensive Command crash courses.
Yeah, so I'm changing things up a bit with how I'm doing the workshops. So just because of how family reunion kind of structured or set the tone for what to expect in Command for the next few months, it's gonna start getting a little intense with like the amount of rollouts that they're gonna have with updates. It's really cool. We're gonna show a little bit more in a bit, but it's changed from Command Workshop to KW Tech Workshop because there's a lot more than just Command involved here. We're talking websites, KW Connect, like the trainings. There's some really cool things. And then this month, tomorrow actually, so tomorrow Wednesday in the morning. So another reason, stuff like this for kind of lead gen huddles, but I'm doing a 2-hour class on just extensive Command 101 from kind of start to finish, 2 hours of like going through all the way from adding a contact all the way through designs and smart plans and everything. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm really excited, and I'm going to do another one in a couple of weeks.
Good. I told Austin, I said, can you get excited about
Oh,
Command when you tell her?
It's when it's role playing. I'm like,
I
I don't
know.
know what I'm doing. But no, like this is no, I am really excited. This is gonna be really good, guys. And then on top of that, I don't have it here. I don't have a slide for it, but you'll see it on the calendar on every single day except Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are just really busy. I'm going to have a 1-hour KW Tech open office time, and it staggers throughout the day. Like each day it's a different time, just because I know people's schedules aren't like 10 a.m. every single day. They may not be available. So just keep an eye out for that. We're printing out the March calendar so you can see an overview of March, see what those days are. And then it'll be on the Google Calendar, on the website, on text messages, things like that. But I'll probably create a graphic for every single day so you can get an idea of just what that looks like. But yeah, so if you have any questions outside of things like this, it's a time for you to come in, no questions asked. What do you have with command and what you need help with? So, and then I will be adapting this. Obviously, things keep changing for me based off the feedback. So let me know what works for you. So.
Okay, another question, poll for the room. How many people are using a CRM in their business, like using it, not have one? Like who's actually using a CRM in your business? Okay, again, everybody's hand should be raised here. This is super important, guys. You all need to have a CRM to keep track of your database. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more profound than that. You need to keep track of your database.
Mhm.
Can I
Right.
say one thing about it? I know that some of us have been in command from day one,
That's
me included. If you haven't been in it in a while, like really in it, a lot has changed. And you should go back in and you should come to this class.
Mhm.
If you're not using the CRM, you should be there tomorrow to learn how you can use it for your business.
Yes, I was gonna say something similar, Tanya, because a lot of us maybe have used command and like went all in at the beginning or like a couple years ago. And they have made so many improvements, one in just like the ease of use and the functionality based on what users have shared and agents have shared, and then also enhancing features based on what agents have shared. So,
Mobile,
huh?
the mobile aspect of it is.
Yes.
1,000 times better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why, and you notice they're rolling the mobile out much slower because they got the feedback. No, like, we don't want, the initial push was like, let's just get command out, even if there's like some things we're still fixing and making just so everyone can use it. But what happened was then people were like, oh wait, that didn't work great. And so then they didn't ever tried it again for 2 years. And now they've fixed so many things. So truly, like, it's kind of a chance for all of us to like relearn, re-get in there. A lot of the intuitiveness and the number of clicks and things like that, they've really worked on. So we'll show you some of them, but this is not just for people who are brand new to command. This is for like anyone who hasn't engaged in a while. And Austin's you're gonna keep doing these, right? For a while, every Wednesday?
Twice a month, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
twice a month, they are a little more extensive than just once a week. It's a bit. But yeah, and then if there's certain times that just not working out, you can always change to a different day. Make that work.
Totally.
And you all have access to this. You should be using this. There's just no, or at least you should give it a chance.
Totally.
Will the training be recorded?
I can.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll record like the second one.
Yeah.
So-
Warm up.
Warm-up session. We'll record like the second one, probably. Yeah, because that would be good to just.
After
have
a little
those-
constructive criticism.
Yeah, well,
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
First one, give them hard feedback.
Guys, he knows this so well. It's,
Austin does
we,
know
we,
in and out.
we wouldn't say that. We're kidding, obviously.
Yes. I'm excited about Command Austin. I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I'm gonna come.
Okay, next one. Rick Gray, we were supposed to have Rick Gray come last week and it was gonna be really exciting and then the snow hit. And Rick Gray came all the way to Portland and then immediately went all the way back to Boise. So he's coming back. We are very happy that he's coming back because wow. That was slick. Nobody saw anything. Nobody saw anything. So it was going to be a happy hour. Now it's going to be a nice midday. What is that, a Thursday? March 9th, the Thursday. Is that a Thursday? Awesome. Okay. Thursday, 10 a.m. And Rick Ray has a great presentation. He sent us the outline for this one. It's all about creating habits that will help you in your business and beyond. You know, a lot of the habits of like, or principles of atomic habits Rick Gray loves. And just, you know, if you're making good habits, those are habits. And if you're making bad habits, those are habits too. So I think this is such a good topic. And then Rick Gray has coaching that he charges for, and he has a pretty reasonably priced group coaching program that he has. But we have booked him for, is it later in that day or is it the next day? A couple hours.
Right after, I think, here's what we do, like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
So we're gonna book like some slots. We'll have some times if you are interested in doing like a mini session for no charge to you, we're paying Rick to be here for that, to try out his coaching and just see what he has to say. He really focuses a lot on mindset, which I like. Some coaches focus a lot more on just accountability. I think Rick does a good job of like getting the whole gamut, right? The accountability piece is important, but also there's other important,
Yes,
like
it starts with mindset,
behavioral
right?
things that he
Yeah.
really hones in on, which I like. So
Yeah, someone who's just grinding on you about accountability all the time feels like a chore, but someone who helps you with your mindset to get to the accountability, I think there's a lot of value in that.
yes, and if you don't know who Rick Ray is, he used to be here in our market center. And since then, he's been in the business for 25 years. Now he lives in Boise. He's a coach. He wrote a book. He's a best-selling author. And he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
So hope to see you there. And then wait, is there a registration or everyone just shows up for that? Show up for
I'll
that.
probably on the email this week, but in Google Calendar, so it's easy for the snapshot. I find that's easier than Eventbrite.
Yeah.
So that works for everyone. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Speaking of good guys.
Austin.
What?
Oh,
Oh.
no, I was thinking the next slide.
Oh,
Oh, wait, that's not the next slide.
no, wait, we're out of order. That's okay.
The next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jumpstart. So this is if you have today's the last day to get a listing in RMLS. There's still hope. You do?
I got it.
Oh my gosh.
Invited.
If you want to get invited to the exclusive event at Stoller Winery, now we've had a venue switch because we had so many people get listings. It's awesome. If you got a listing active in January or February and you are not on that list, let us know.
Yeah.
We Kelly's pulling it from RMLS.
Which is fallible, so.
Yeah, so, but this is great, right? The reason we did this is just to get ready to jumpstart the year, get that momentum. We'll probably keep doing something like this, probably in March, we'll do something different, right? Just to kind of keep the momentum up in the first quarter. So congratulations to everyone who had a listing. So there's a lot of good, like new names up there. It's awesome. Good work, everyone.
Should be a fun party.
I'll be there.
Oh boy, there's your mom voice again.
No. Okay, next up. Okay,
Guy.
Speaking of good guys.
after 1 week off, we're on
I
fire
know,
today.
right?
We missed you all when we were at family reunion. Dwight is going to be teaching shift principles. If you've ever read the book Shift, there are 12 principles to thrive in a shifting market. And I think Dwight's going to be going through all of them. It will definitely be more than an hour. How long is the schedule for? Oh, there's no end time. It is, I would,
Infinite.
no, probably like an hour and a half, right? Realistically, but it will go more than an hour. But if you have never read the Shift book, I mean, you can basically get your outline in an hour and a half. And it's great to hear from, Dwight has such good insight. He's been through multiple market shifts. And so just good insight on like the market is nothing to be fearful of. We just have to make our actions help us get the outcomes we want. So when you look at it like that, right? Nothing to be afraid of. Okay, and no registration for that, in person only, just show up. Look at all these March birthdays. Can't believe tomorrow's March. February did go by in a blink, but happy birthday to all of our March birthdays. And I like the green for St. Patrick's Day. Happy birthday. Okay. March.
Month of the first quarter. What's your business then?
True story. Okay, let's talk about some of the updates from Command that they announced at Family Reunion. And so some of the rollouts have already happened. So some of the things that Austin's going to talk about are here now. Some of the things are coming soon, but what they really focused on, the tech team, is not like coming soon, like sometime, more like
By the end of
very
early next month.
specific times,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of the coming soon things are going to be rolled out by the first week in April. If not the end of March, but for sure the first week in
Mhm.
April. So, let's start with the video.
Hold on. Working on the sharing part.
If you don't know who this is Jason Abrams, our head of industry, who does a lot with our tech.
Your volume working.
Command was created to help entrepreneurs like you thrive. Whether you're a market center leader or agent, KW Command enables you to run and grow your business through one powerful and integrated platform. We built Command around Gary's proven laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it daily, and communicate with it systematically. It's all about being more human, more often, with more people. We want you to thrive in this market and capture your unfair share of every market. That's why we help you generate more leads for less. Using Command, you can upload your contacts and start a high-impact marketing campaign without spending a dime. You can run targeted ads across media channels, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with just one login. In Command, you can create one-off listing campaigns or always-on recruitment programs with push-button ease. No marketing expertise required. You'll do in 9 minutes what used to take 9 hours. And at less than $3 a lead, you'll pay a fraction of what everyone else in the industry is paying. Save time, save money. Sold. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive. For streamlined lead gen, it's all right there. Friends, it's time for you to take command.
Who's excited? Yeah, leave that off while Austin shows the slides for the next part. So there's a lot of energy around Command, and
The TikTok made ads are new.
you're taking away from Austin's
Sorry.
presentation.
That works. Good, okay. So this is exciting.
Here, sit down.
So,
Ooh, place the big boy table.
I know, this is great.
Big people
Okay,
table.
so these
Big guys.
slides were pulled,
Important.
and I kind of curated, there's a lot more to this. There's like probably 50 slides here that I thought we don't have time for all that. So I kind of picked the things I thought were most exciting, most relevant to you guys, of things that are coming down the pipeline or available now, and they will be labeled as such. So in Command, starting out with that, for new releases, right now available, you have the ability to, there's new integrations within contacts that allow you to manage things like your tags and smart plans straight from each contact. There's rules that now are created where you can almost set up these automations to automatically set up to a smart plan or whatever it is through Command. And we can show this tomorrow. I can show you in one-on-ones how this all works, but it is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and let's give an example of this. So say you created a landing page as your open house sign in, right? So people come to your open house, they sign in and you capture that info. So when they go into your contacts, you can automatically have them tagged as open house. You can automatically add them to a smart plan that's open house follow-up. So
Mhm.
all of that is automated, right? The more you can automate, the more you have time.
Yeah,
So
it used to be that once a
Mhm.
lead was captured, you had to go in and manually add a tag. And there was a way that you could just, once a tag was added, it triggered the smart plan, but there's still that extra step of having to go in. They've now simplified that. And yeah, you just, once they fill out a particular lead generation form, they will automatically tag, like add them as the lead source and a particular tag that you request. So it's really cool. So fun stuff there. Coming soon, advanced filters. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Mhm.
I am
And the
excited by
coming
yeah.
soon is all the stuff that's either last week in March, first week in April at the
Mhm.
latest. So that's really actually coming soon.
Yeah, so the and or not logic for filters, that's been one that's been highly requested for a very long time. Before filters, I think were and filters, meaning that if you wanted to filter by certain tags, you had to say, open house and buyer. But now you can say filter by certain, but that person had to have both of them. If they didn't, they wouldn't show up. So now you can do and or and not logic, saying filter everyone who doesn't have this tag, which is actually extremely useful. Just a quality of life update that I'm excited for, but then also you'll be able to filter for home anniversaries and neighborhoods, which you weren't able to do in the past. So that'll be really good to be able to say, if there's neighborhoods assigned to someone, you can filter by those, select all of them and bulk add them to a neighborhood smart plan and stuff like that. So
Karina and I went to a leadership rollout on some of this stuff, and they had the team that actually creates the usability functions for Command there, and they're really proud of it. And this is like exactly one of the things they're working on, is making it more usable. So maybe they didn't have these features, but they were like, hey, there's a big hole in this. We need to make this more usable for people. And this is one of those examples.
Right, so everything's not super like exciting, but
But like
the day-to-day.
It's the
use will
functionality
be
that
really
makes it-
functionality is very important when it comes.
Mhm.
The less I have to say, I wish we had this, the better. And
Mhm.
that's what this
Yeah.
is fulfilling.
Exactly.
And then smart plans. So there's gonna be a new UI. That's gonna be a little more widget based, which will be really nice. Drag
Can
and
you say
drop
that in English for me?
Yes.
user interface.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's, the smart plans were kind of modular and how it was set up, and now it's a little more drag and drop intuitive to what we're all used to with like touch screens and stuff of, dragging it to where you want, which I'm really excited for. And then being able to do specific times of day, which is, I honestly, it says coming soon for specific times of day. I think that particular bullet point is already there for a particular point, like
And times.
features. And then time zones, yeah, that'll be good. So if you have people in different time zones and stuff like that.
Can I just say the drag and drop on that is awesome because.
It's gonna save a
you
ton of time.
drop To the bottom, you had to move it up one.
Yeah,
move
click
it
an arrow
move
to
it up,
move it
move
into,
it up one,
rearrange,
and then,
yeah.
oh, crap, which wasn't,
mhm.
right? So drag and drop. Woo.
And then, available right now. So you probably, if you are using commands, you've probably already seen the new notification center. So little bell icon. It used to be pretty darn simple. And so it was easy to get lost if you're getting a lot of updates. And especially if you're on a team, things can get crazy. Now you can start to filter by certain notifications, mark them as read, view those read, which is also a big deal. Because I think once it was read or dismissed,
Mhm.
there was really no way to go back. So that's extremely useful. And then on top of that, and then you can filter by certain ones. So if you're wanting to find a particular like notification for a referral, you can do that. And then on top of that, you're able to also modify your notification settings. So in your settings, you can go in and say, where do you want the notifications? You can have it sent through command mobile. So a push notification to your phone, through command, and through email. And so you're able to, and then you can select certain ones. So especially if you're on a team, one thing that's useful about this is you can say, oh, I don't want to receive notifications for this particular thing ever. Like my TC worries about this, or someone who's in charge of lead gen, whatever it is, I don't need to worry about that. And then that can declutter your notifications, things like that, which is really good. Excited. And then design automation. So this is another one that I have, it's going in the right direction, and I'm really excited. If anyone's been through creating an opportunity, you've probably seen a little new tab with like a purple dot on it to kind of notify that this is new. I think it's like marketing.
Mhm.
I think it's just marketing. It's right next to documents when you upload documents for Kelly to review. Now it has these automated designs or like recommended designs. And what they're doing is over time, they're going to make it so like you're essentially able to go right into your opportunity. If you have a listing assigned to that opportunity, it's going to auto populate the designs for you with the MLS pictures, the listing price, things like that, and your marketing information as well. So like photo, contact info, it's gonna be great. It's really cut back on having to create the content.
So before, when you selected a template for something, you would have to like add your branding or your name. And so now it'll just auto populate
yeah.
from your command profile.
And it's right in the opportunities.
Yeah, which is great. And I'm curious to see. I'll mess a little more with it, see if it'll pull in like your brand palette. I'm curious if it just keeps it all KW colors, because that's what's default on all the templates. If you have different colors, we'll see. I'll check with that.
Mhm.
Are you gonna check? Okay, perfect. And then paid ads. So they are expanding ads. You mentioned, or Jason Abrams mentioned TikTok is coming down the pipeline. If you've done ads in the past, you've seen that Facebook and Instagram are already there. TikTok, dynamic ads, retargeting, those are coming soon. So as more information comes for that, we will roll that out. And
People ask
So
for
that goes-
retargeting. I don't know enough about that to really speak to it, but I know that a lot of people asked about retargeting because you could do that in like Facebook directly, but not through command. And, we haven't talked about this in a while, but Keller Williams is the only real estate company that partners with both Google and Facebook to work on the whole backend AI into command. So what it's doing is the more people that use command and run ads, it's taking all that information. So they say on average, like if you just post a paid ad on Facebook that you pay for, your average like dollar amount per lead is around $20, right? So they did it, if you use command and push it through command to like that same Facebook or Instagram or whatever, your average cost per lead ends up to be about $3 a lead. And that's because they are just more targeted, more effective, and has the AI behind it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then also coming soon, a highly requested feature. The number one requested feature in 2022 is a transaction summary sheet. So you'll be able to, for each transaction, you'll be able to export that and be able to share with your clients, vendors, and it is fully customizable. So as that rolls out, again, we'll have more information, be able to demonstrate it, see what it looks like, so you can use it, which is going to be extremely useful.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then Command Mobile. So some new releases coming down the pipeline there are also available. The Command app, I mentioned this a few weeks ago. So Opportunities is now available in Command Mobile. So you can view your opportunities, view the opportunities checklist if you have that set up, have those tasks, push notified to your phone for what you need to do that day, things like that. It's really cool. You can explore that now. And then the dashboard, you are now able to do tour requests through Command Mobile. If you're not familiar with how to do that, or if you want to start exploring how to do the tour requests, come see me. We can walk you through that.
That means your clients can click on, hey, I want to request a tour,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like through the through the consumer app, through KW search. If you go, they are connected to you through that app. They'll be able to view a property and then request a tour through the app. And then also a digital business card. So in the top left of Command Mobile, you can now click on your face, and then it will show up a business card option. And if someone scans that, it will pull all of your information into their phone. They can just save it directly from there. So you don't have to send them a V card or anything like that. You could just have them scan that, and it gives all their information directly to their phone. And then coming soon, oh gosh, this is great. So currently the one way to really import your contacts into Command is through a third-party service called API Nation, which is fully integrated with Command. The first month is free, and after that, it's like $10 a month to keep it, synced at all times. So you can, if you're in a grocery store and you meet someone, you put their information into your phone, automatically syncs to Command. That's still going to be available, but a lot of people just want that one-time import option, and this is going to be that solution. So you'll be able to import your contacts directly from your phone to Command without having to go to Google Contacts or iCloud on your computer, export the sheet, and then upload it. It's a lot of work. Scott Leroy can do it right now if you want to, but you'll be able to do it to your phone soon. Should be good. And then the KW Marketplace. So a lot of people may not be familiar with this. KW has a full app store of things that are integrated with Command. And so right now there's 140 plus integrations that you can explore, a lot of them free, some of them paid, and some of them may be services you already currently use. And if you're welcome to integrate those into Command. And so there's if you go to the top of, when you log into Command, you're going to see a little marketplace icon at the very top center near your notifications bell. You can click on that and just go straight to the marketplace and start exploring. So,
but yeah, they increased the number of these, and then they really increased the functionality to which some of these integrations will work with Command. So for example, say you get leads from Market Leader, right? One of the KW Marketplace integrations. Now those leads will just come through your notifications and go right into your contacts. So it's everything is synced, right? You don't have to, wherever you get leads or wherever, a lot of these other sources, you can just integrate straight in.
Yeah.
This
Do
is
you have
one-
another good example? I know it's only an okay example.
I mean, I know there's
Yeah, Twilio is a good example for messaging, and they're just working on adding more and more of those. So
Yeah,
any of
WordPress.
these third-party apps that you may already be using, they're just trying to make it easier for those to work with.
and it's showing WordPress right there. If you have
Oh, yeah.
WordPress
So if you have a
website.
WordPress, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If you have a completely separate website, you don't use the KW sites, agent sites, you can integrate those leads that come in to come straight to your contacts, which that's a big deal
Yeah.
if you're not
I
using.
mean, this is one of the big advantages of using Command. It's not every CRM has this kind of functionality in the backside where they're,
integration.
yeah, which is designed to integrate with other apps, to make it easy for people to build apps to work with Command.
Mhm.
Okay, and then consumer, speaking of the website, look at that
Ooh.
segue. So I'm really excited for this too, because I mean, the website that we've currently had is great. It's really good at lead generation. That's the
And
point
like
of it.
search, basic
Yeah,
searching for
and
houses.
basic searching through the IDX search bar that shows up in the front. You can do some featured properties. And then what's nice is that, you know, they can go explore any of the listings globally through either commercial, rentals, residential, whatever it is, and it stays in your ecosystem. But now they're doing a lot more to make it, it's gonna add a lot more features, things that people have requested, especially things
Easier to use.
easier navigation. It's gonna be great. So things like they're gonna have open house sites, you'll be able to generate an open house lead capture and then be able to add them straight to Command. So that's gonna be really nice. And then they're gonna have preferred vendors that you can have on your website. So you know, a lot
You
of
can
people-
load your partners.
yeah, so a lot of people, if you use Homekeeper, something like that, where you're able to have a resource on your website for things that you recommend, which is great. And then home ownership valuation. So like with Cloud CMA, you can integrate Cloud CMA like a what's my home worth like embedded into the website right now, but they have to put in their email and then, or I guess their address and then their email, and it sends them something to their email of what the home's worth. This is fully integrated onto the website, which is great. I'm excited for that too.
And so, yes, these new websites are what's going to launch in basically a month from now. So that's exciting that the new agent websites are one of the other top requested things because they were difficult to navigate to. Yeah.
There is.
So there is one right now. It's not on here as available, but back maybe
It was
4 months ago.
for a while, yeah.
It's like they added this feature in, if you go to the consumer tab in Command, I think it's defaulted. I want to say it's defaulted, it's turned off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you can set it to how many, so if they view two listings, by the time they see the third one, it's gonna have a pop-up saying to sign up. You can say, I think it's instantly, so in order to view any, after 2 viewings or after 10 viewings are like the settings, and so you can go in there, set it up. A lot of people just say 2 because it's like, okay, 2, by the third one, it's like, oh, you're interested, let's capture that information, and 10 is just too much, so in my opinion. But yeah, it's fully there right now. You can enable that.
Consumer app and then up at the top, it's the.
Site and app settings. Yeah.
Yeah, the tech team really was taking a lot of feedback from agents on like what they enhanced.
Mhm.
Okay. That's part
Yeah,
of-
that's it.
Okay,
This
so
is-
now, this is the nice little graphic from Family Reunion, but thank you, Austin. That was good stuff, good command stuff. Jenny, Christy, come on up. Jenny Hill and Christy Hill, not sisters. Maybe long lost cousins. So we're gonna share some other takeaways from Family Reunion. Obviously, the tech was a huge component of Family Reunion. But there are so many more things, right? There was breakouts, there was general sessions. Thank you, ladies, for coming out. Sure. Okay, Christy, why don't you start? Tell us something, a highlight.
Something.
What were like your key couple highlights?
Oh my God. Okay, so there were so many. Let me look at my notes because everything is like in my face. So general session was super awesome. Gary Keller was very, very, very specifically saying the things that we already know and we hear on a regular basis, just had a little more. I mean, it's Gary Keller saying it, right? In a room of 12,000 people. So doubling down on your activities. My favorite quote was, where is it? Wait, I should have brought my readers.
Yeah.
My old lady quotes. That the shortage is not in our leads, it's in our efforts. And so the last couple of years have been, so I've been doing this for almost 7 years. And the last couple of years were kind of, not gonna lie, a little easy, right? Like people just were falling from the sky and like, I mean, buying and selling houses that we had already bought. and
Don't
sold
sell yourself.
before. Yeah, I mean, I work hard, but also it did feel like, and the environment felt like, and these meetings felt like there's just such an abundance, right, of leads. And it's not that the leads have gone away, it's that we got a little bit lazy in talking to our leads and pursuing people and having the conversations and knocking on the doors because we didn't have to. So it really is about getting back to basics, like Tanya had mentioned. And if you walk into this market with a mindset of, oh, it's hard, this is really hard, it's so hard, you are not going to be successful. Like, you just have to get over the fact that it will be a challenge, but it's overcomable because other agents and other brokerages in your market specifically are going to be feeling like, oh, it's hard, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, or they don't have the support behind them to push to the other side. The leads are there, you just have to find them. So it's doubling down. If you made 20 calls last week, you need to do 40. Like, it's scheduling the time, you have to double your efforts, you have to have more intentional conversations with the people that you meet. Spend the time on your buyer intake questionnaires, ask more questions, like really dig deep on what their motivation is, and then focus on how you can best service them.
That's really good. Talk like the motivation part of it. Because when the interest rates are low, that's kind of like, there's kind of just motivation on the surface level, but you have digging deep into the motivation.
Well, digging deep into the motivation and having the conversations, one of the classes that we went to about capturing listings in this market is, don't talk about interest rates. Everybody knows, because everything on the news and the internets and everything is interest rates are high. Oh my God, they're so high. No, actually, they're pretty good. If you look at the average, even over the last 20 years, they say 30 all the time, but the last 20, we have a great interest rate. And yeah, it might be 6.5 or 7, and it could go up.
So it's an affordability conversation, not an interest rate.
Yeah, we're not talking about what the actual numbers are. We're talking what you can afford. It's the same thing with like, when people say, well, we're just going to wait until the rates come down. Ask them to what?
Yeah. That's
And
good.
when
And
rates
wait.
come down, the prices will go up, and then you'll pay $100,000 over list price because it'll be competitive again.
Mhm.
Well-
So do you want to pay it all at once
Yeah,
or pay it over 30 years?
exactly. Well-
Last year who said, hey, I'm gonna wait for prices to come back down when interest rates were 3%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now they're without a house, they're complaining they can't afford a house
Mhm.
anymore.
And the landlords have increased their rent.
And Gary kept saying the losers are the people who don't own real estate. Always.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, the affordability
Mhm.
conversation. He was talking about, what did he say? He said the question is like, so first of all, people don't buy real estate because of economics. They buy them because of lifestyle changes. So the motivation thing is like going back to, this will be a relationship economy for real estate agents. So it's all about going deep, understanding motivation. The doubling down thing I think is important, but it's not about doubling your hours. It's about making the time you spend more worthwhile and more intentional. So instead of just winging it, like thinking about and that kind of carried through for everything. It was like being more intentional. Like, what is your messaging? Who are you talking to? How, what is the quality of your relationships? The whole charge the storm thing, I know we probably talked about that after mega camp, but like, it's such a beautiful metaphor.
We should explain that.
Does everyone
We should explain
So
that.
the charge the storm is inspired by Buffalo, because when they sense a storm coming, they like turn and charge into it instead of scattering or hiding. Like cows scatter and bears hide.
Bears hide and cows hug.
Right.
They
The
get in the group.
American buffalo is the only
Yeah.
animal that
Yeah,
charges.
charges through the storm because their instincts tell them that if they just charge the storm, they'll get through it faster and come out in better shape. And so this whole concept of like, okay, we're going into a storm, we're in a storm. We've been in a storm. It's just been brewing since June. And don't try to hide, don't be in denial, don't like wait out the market.
Don't
Just
hope rates are gonna drop.
yeah.
Charge it.
Charge it, like face the truth, understand what you need to do to adjust and work your way through it. So that was the like overlying theme of the entire weekend.
and breakout sessions
Mhm.
too. I mean, that your key people, your top producers, your top team leaders are all on the same page and have been for quite a while. Like, I don't know if you know Jeff Glover, but I get his emails and I have, and so we went to a class with him, and I mean, his takeaways, his scripting, his dialogue is beautiful. He's very fluent, but it is 100%. How can I help you? What words are we choosing? So when I say double down your efforts, right? It really isn't like, well, if you worked 4 hours, work 8. Because you could sit in your chair and spin for 8 hours. It's not going to get you any more business than if you did it for 4.
Yeah.
So, but it's having those conversations, and every single person you come into and every transaction that you do is 100% relational and not transactional. Like, it's not a transaction, it's a relationship that you're building and establishing. You're putting them in this database, you're cultivating that, you're following up, you're checking in with them on a regular basis, not just when you hit those transaction timelines, you know, oh, 1 week, oh, inspections, oh, this, but you're checking in with them saying, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How can I better service you right now?
Yeah, you know, earlier when you said, talking about like ask more questions of your clients,
Mhm.
that's immediately what I thought of, was like how don't be transactional, be relational, get it, like connect to their needs
Yeah.
and help them through it. Yeah.
And it's actually a more fulfilling way to do
Mhm.
business,
It is.
right? Than like trying to like make 100 calls,
Mhm.
you know, every
Yeah.
morning, right? So to strangers, right? Just to be more intentional with those that you already talked
I was
to.
gonna say something about Molly Fletcher. 'Cause
Oh,
he,
yes, exactly.
One of the surprises was, in the opening speech, Molly Fletcher, was the first female, professional sports agent, came up and spoke about her background, but she talked about using, change and challenges as a strategy to deepen relationships and add value. And she had a specific quote. Sorry, I'm gonna look at my notes.
There was one, was it, don't let change happen to you, let change happen for you.
Right.
Or to-
But discovering and anticipating the gaps in people's lives so that you can fill and solve them. And that's part of what you're saying, like, don't just wait for the standard check-in times, like be in conversation with people. Like, we reached out to a client who's, you know, we're pending, it's a long close. We don't really have lots of good reasons to check in with her, but we checked in with her and, oh, she needs a cleaner. So we're gonna help her find a cleaner,
That's
you
good.
know, like just regularly asking questions so that you can make sure you can handle the hurdles. I have a lot of notes.
So many notes.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm sure so.
Yeah.
I also
Some of
get
the,
lots.
I mean, Gary, you have to be different to survive this cycle. I love that because I like different, but
Different and better.
Gary,
Yes.
Gary kept saying not everyone will survive this.
Yeah.
So we can't just wing it and wait. We have to actually be better.
And there was, I can't remember if it was a breakout or what, but talking about like as an agent, like, do you know what makes you different? Like, can you clearly
Yeah.
tell
What's
the
your value
world, what is
proposition?
your value? And if you can't
Right.
clearly say why,
Yeah.
you know, why you're different, then you should think about that, right?
Yeah.
Because in this market, right, not everyone is gonna survive.
This is one of the coolest things about family reunion for me is the networking and meeting other people within Keller Williams. And Gary said that the answers you seek are already known. Find the people with the answers and the ideas. And that's one of the magical things about being part of this community is
Yeah.
that
Yes. It's
Yeah.
being able to mastermind with agents from all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Mhm.
spent a bunch of time with Scotland.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
So it's nothing is not figure outable, and you're surrounded by a community of people that want to help.
That is
Which is
one
really cool.
like cool thing about family reunion that it's hard to explain until you go there, that just the level of people doing different things at like in all of our roles, right? Like just the level of success is just so inspirational.
But the thing about it is too, and we had this conversation because we were talking 3 nights in a row with a gal who runs a team and a brand and a business and multiple businesses. And her business is actually $1 billion business. And we're chit-chatting with her in the hotel lobby. And you meet these people and you see these people and have conversations that are doing huge businesses. And they're complaining because their feet hurt, because their shoes are too tight, or they're missing their kids, or they have this really tough situation and they got to it. So it's like they're regular people. They're just doing it at such an elevated level, but the stuff that they're doing is the basics.
Mhm.
It's not
Mhm.
shiny, sparkly, flashy. It is find your database, find your people, have good conversations, establish relationships, and take care of them
Mhm.
and check in on them. Like it's
Yes.
Jerry said that we overestimate talent and underestimate discipline.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
In one of the breakouts I went to, there was a guy there and he has like another like $1 billion business, just insane. Like you would be blown away the amount of real estate that people are selling out there. And like the ceilings that we put on ourselves, they're all man-made. Like
Mhm.
there's no ceiling to what you guys can accomplish. But this guy like managed like 1,250 properties. He had his market center did like $3 billion in sales. I mean, he was just amazing. He said like 15 years ago, he was making $4.25 an hour. I mean, in 15 years, he built this enormous, like, it doesn't seem like seems like a long time, but I'm old, doesn't it? But like, I mean, I can remember what I was doing 15 years ago, and if I was making more than $425 or 25 an hour. But anyways, it just, the amount of success out there is endless. I mean, whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yes.
So we also had Ed Milet. I don't know if any of you follow him, but it was like,
Lots of people knew who he was. He was on. like,
I've
he
been
has a
following
podcast.
him
Oh,
for
okay.
a long time. I was like, oh, you don't know who he is. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. And then I was like, oh, what if it's not? Right? Like, I don't know. But he came out, and within the first 3 minutes, Jenny and I both like just grabbed each other, because one of the first things he says, whether you have kids or not, but it's like, you are neglect, and I keep like, I get
I told my team yesterday, I'm
like emotional about it,
Right.
because it says you are neglecting your children when you are not in pursuit of your dreams and your highest potential.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I know.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I mean, that along with like his whole hour and a half, like really
Totally.
spoke to me. Because he has a book out now. So of course, everything was about the power of one more. But it's so true when you talk, I mean, when I say double down, it's like, if you can call 10 people and have really good, meaningful conversations, log it in your command, right? But if you're having these conversations with people and you're making a difference in their life, why wouldn't you spend an extra 15 minutes and call one more? Like just one more person, or, just going, it's that whole one more. It's going to the gym. Why wouldn't you do one more lap? Why wouldn't you do, so you can live up to your best self?
Mhm.
And I think that resonated with me a lot.
Mhm.
For
Yeah, he
sure.
would talk about like everybody has this innate need in their heart inside them to do something special, to be special.
Mhm.
And we just like, we set all these barriers that are again, man-made to stop us from attaining. And he was always talking about like, who's the one? And I found that derivative property that'd be really interesting, but he's like, he's the one for his family who changed his brothers and sisters, his nephews, like he's changed their entire financial outlook and thus their story because of what he's generated, the wealth he's generated. But what I found really interesting is he brought it back to his dad's sponsor in Alcoholics Anonymous. Is like that guy had no idea the effect that he had because his dad had so much effect on him. Anyways, it just made me feel like, the good we do is just, there's just like this real property. And it's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yes, he was so good. We were like laughing at the beginning. We're all crying.
Oh God, I was bawling.
Yes, it was.
I'm seeing the whole time. I'm like, I'm gonna get up and go back to the room, but no, I'm not. It was
So
like,
powerful. Yeah.
Because I was crying.
yeah,
Yes.
No, more.
It was,
Yeah.
it was so good, but right, it really.
It was really cool.
Well, and he said too, like one of the quotes that I was talking to my oldest the other day, and I said, it's not a lack of vision, it's a lack of depth perception.
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
So it's not like you can't get there. You just are, you're self-limiting, to your point,
Mhm.
was stop it.
I wrote down some things that he said, talking about you're always making people feel something. And the greatest
Yeah.
brands are about what they make people feel.
Yeah.
So what is it that people feel when they're around me?
That is so important, right? Like you are your brand. So.
Yes.
That's
I know, looking at so it's really.
Oh, I'm like.
He talked about like that we have to want to be measured and held accountable to achieve any kind of success. We need to compete, and you have to want to compete, and you have to want to be the best version of yourself. We can't let our fear of losing keep us from experiencing the pain of learning and the joy of winning. Embrace the unknown of competition. And then imagine dying, going to heaven, and meeting the person you could have been if you'd fulfilled all of your potential, and explaining to them why you didn't pursue what you were capable of.
That's a deep one, right?
Yeah.
Gut checks.
And just
A lot of
right
gut
into your
checks.
potential and like how it can affect like having your kids see you be your best self, like back to the
When your
initial
family
beginning.
too,
Right.
Right,
It's
just talk
your,
about people who don't
the
have
people
kids,
around
like,
you.
honor your parents by becoming the best version of
Yes.
yourself. Honor the people who love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Pam and Rochelle both got stuck in the snow today, so couldn't be here. So they sent me some of their notes, but a lot of it's the same stuff you guys said, right? The shortage is not in our leads and our efforts, and we're always making people feel something, be intentional about what you're making people feel. One good stat is that 1 out of 5 homes in the US last year were sold by a KW agent. So that's a lot, right? That's pretty meaningful.
Yeah.
That's something.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll do a better job of like making social media graphics for you guys to share and just be easier to tell our story.
Yeah,
right?
and then one thing that Gary said that we haven't said yet, and Pam said it, and it's on her list, but and this is really powerful. Yeah, sales volume is going to be down, not volume, but transactions, the number of transactions is going to be down. But the amount of dollar value of real estate that's going to be sold will be like one of the top 2 or 3 times in history because our price points are so high, and especially here, right? Especially here. So like, yes, you may not sell 20 homes this year, but if you sell 15, you probably will make more money than you did 4 or 5 years ago selling 20, right? So
Mhm.
like, there's lots of opportunity. There's lots of things to be positive about. You can be more efficient because our price points are so high.
Our average sales price for 2022 is $200,000 over the national average. So the national average for KW agents. So
Because what do we get paid?
In
on?
Arkansas, that's the
Yeah.
whole house, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, Mississippi.
oh
It's
my
a whole
gosh,
house.
so many good things. We could go on forever about all our takeaways.
Can I do one more?
Yes.
Okay, this stuck with me. I never forgot this. And it's something I wish I would have thought about like 22 years ago in real estate. But like, think about real estate, the real estate market, the ups and downs, not as like a lines on a chart, but as like a circle, right? And when you're at the top, it's going to go down. And when you're at the bottom, it's going to go up, right? So we're kind of inching towards the bottom right now. So get ready for it to start swinging up and be ready to take advantage of that opportunity. So build your market share now. And then when it goes back up, you're going to have the craziest success. I mean, it'll be insane. There's so much opportunity.
And then
right
wait,
now.
hold on, I have one thing too.
I know.
There was a lot of talk about, because before it was like the shift. There's so much talk now about thriving, right? Like we're gonna thrive. Like it's not about surviving this market. We're gonna thrive in this
Mindset.
market.
Mhm.
And there's a video out. It's only like a minute, right? We might end with it. It's called Thrive 25, and it's basically Keller Williams' 3-year plan to continue to thrive
It's
beyond
pretty awesome.
2025, but that's just at least like, you can feel confident knowing that you're partnered with a company that has a plan. Like, we're not winging it, just like we don't advise our
Right,
agents
and
to
you
wing
talked
it.
about having an evergreen mindset, and on the graphic up there, it says fear or love.
Mhm.
And you have to love, and I talked about this with my team
Mhm.
yesterday. You
We
have to
explained that
love-
really
That's
quick.
Ed.
the
You have
evergreen.
to love the game. You have to love this business to keep this evergreen. Like every business will go through hard times and good times, and this is just a part of that. This is and having the evergreen mindset that like the business will always come if you're doing the right things, and we're in it for the long haul.
Right, like the abundance mindset instead of the scarcity.
So while he's doing that, there was a slide that Gary put on, which there were tons of slides and we have access to maybe. It was primary reason for purchasing a home. And he said the desire to own a home is the highest at 22%. And this particular slide is where you're gonna find your business.
Yeah, that's good. Those slides are great. We should.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are all, I don't know. I don't know if everyone got the email with the slides or only those who attended. Okay, we'll post them then. We'll post them in Facebook and maybe on our resources page, because there's.
There's kind of like playbooks in there. that
Oh,
we can
yes. Those
Yeah.
are, we might have to like do another
She's gonna be teaching all the playbooks on Thursdays,
Cool.
Oh, good.
12 to 2,
12 to 2,
and anyone can come
anyone.
to learn the
Anytime.
playbooks. Okay, Austin, cue the video to wrap us up. Thank you, ladies. Let's give these ladies a round of applause.
Trying to find something out.
Oh, you don't have it?
Uh,
No, we can just give up.
Is it right for you?
We can just
Yes,
give up.
just want 5
We're
minutes.
not gonna give up.
We're not gonna give up. I don't want to go over. Okay, there we go. Yep, play it.
Yes,
No, wait.
yes.
Roll it, Austin.
Video.
Most people are pretty nervous about the next few years. The good news is, we are not most people. For 40 years, whether we knew it or not, this has been our guiding principle. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. And so at Keller Williams, here is our mantra for the next 3 years. Thrive 25. Our vision is a 360-degree street view of who we are and who we can be, together. You're more than leaders. You're world changers. Just because there are less opportunities doesn't mean your opportunity is less. We've built a place for entrepreneurs to thrive, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now is not the time to hide in a bunker. Now is the time to hit the street and shift into overthrive. Yesterday is the enemy. Satisfaction is a leash. What got us here won't get us there. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are for. We will not be anchored to the past. Entrepreneurs need to be uncaged now, so they can rise up and pick bigger fights. Let your vision be outrageous, and let your people be amazing. This is freedom. We'll operate as a team of teams. Strategic when needed, wild when needed. Many opinions, but one voice. You'll command your database, command the street, command the future. Our goals for Thrive 25 are not easy, but they are simple. 100,000 agent millionaires and 100% of our market centers netting $1 million or more. How? Well, you helped author the answer in 2004. She who controls the lead controls the industry. And today, we say that another way. Teamridge. Providing more leads so our people can be more human, more often, with more people. Leads turn into appointments. Appointments turn into customers. Customers have closings. Closings become communities. And that is a business worth owning. These next 3 years are where we level up and come out the other end, millionaires in control. This industry has come full circle. In the beginning, brokerages partnered with their agents. They stopped. It's time to team up again. Ready, set.
Thrive. Thank you, guys. Hope that was motivational. And thank you, ladies, again, for sharing what you learned. And I think it is just an important message about thriving, that like we do it together, right? Like, that's it. That's the whole message.
I like
We do
it.
it together.
Yep.
We help you guys as much as we can. So thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Yay.